saying I need to click go live? No, just... What?
Everything all of the time.
The game? There is no game. This is just entertainment.
Wait, what?
Save.
Am I doing something wrong?
Are you? If you're using Streamlabs has its own thing. It doesn't have. You can't use like YouTube's thing inside it.
No, I did, and then I clicked schedule stream, and then I scheduled it, and I put everything in, and then I went to go live, and it was like, nope, you have to make a whole new one.
Well,
it's like, why?
I'm...
Just use the one you saw me make.
Well,
or else it's gonna make me make a whole new one, and it's like, no, I don't want to do that. Oh no, it's just worded weirdly. Oh, thank God. Okay, never mind. We're good.
Thank God. I don't know who he is, but thank God.
Thank God.
Is it?
Is he related to Grod?
Is he related to Grug?
He might be related to Gorilla Grodd, you know?
Yeah.
There you go.
Alright, but we're live officially on the episode 0 of Omen, of course, Light. The Homebrew D&D I have been hammering away to rebuild from the ground up. But before we truly begin, we're going to get off some warnings out of the way. One, this will most likely be very adult-oriented, so there will be blood and all that shit whenever the actual series kicks off. The other thing is, chat will be here and there in between whenever it comes to actually reading it, so be leery of that.
Weary.
And also, I'm just going to get this one out of the way. Music, copyrighted to hell. We're just randomly throwing. We don't care anymore. We're just doing this because we want music that's fun, good to listen to, that's not always copyright free. So, you know, songs, bad, cool. All right. With that, I'm going to roll my B-roll footage. Is everyone ready for that?
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
How do we do that?
You guys didn't add the B-roll footage.
What are you talking about? You didn't give me anything.
I sent you a thing, and I didn't do that. I didn't send one to Quinn though, so let me do that real fast before we kick it off.
You didn't send me one.
Here you go. I'm sending this in the chat, the D&D chat. It'll take a hot second. But yes, I guess while we're waiting, we'll have a little chit-chat to get that going. Why is it being so slow?
My chat isn't working on screen.
I revised it. And I sent it to you, Cody.
My on-screen chat on Streamlabs isn't working.
Oh no. That's
you may have to, there's like a refresh button on it. You have a flick.
Do that. I don't know what just happened. I refreshed chat and it disappeared completely. Okay. I'm sure that's fine.
Damn, what is this? Amateur hour?
I know, some bullshit. I actually don't use Streamlabs, so I guess yes.
Alright.
Okay, if anyone happens to be in my stream, if you want to see whatever's going on, go watch Cody's stream.
Alright, hello.
What's ever going on? That's fine. Is everyone ready to do B-roll footage?
I am ready.
Okay. Remember, when this is going on, silent as a mouse. I'm going to mute my Discord and everything else so that no one can hear. But yes, in 3, 2, 1, B-roll. is the B-roll
Lovely.
footage. Lovely. And with that, we shall begin, shan't we? Shan't we? Or whatever the word is.
No, we shan't.
All right, then we won't.
Oh, what?
Shan't we now?
Well,
Okay.
apparently my magic 8 ball says that I'm gonna die in this stream.
Please don't.
Oh, can I
What,
not use
your-
it?
What, your character or you?
That's a good,
Good point.
point.
That's a really good point. Anyways, can y'all hear the background music?
I
Yes.
can.
Is it too loud or too quiet?
It's fine.
It's a tad quiet, but I'd say it's pretty good. It's probably where it needs to be.
All right. We're going to start this off with a quote. So let those people go on weeping and wailing, whose self-indulgent minds have been weakened by long prosperity. Let them collapse at the threat of the most trivial injuries. But let those who have spent all their years suffering disasters endure the worst afflictions with a brave and resolute stoutness. Everlasting misfortune does have one blessing, that it ends up by toughening those whom it constantly afflicts. Seneca on the shortness of life. We start our story under a chilling moonlit night, deep in the ever-frozen forest of Haroon, where a sky full of stars feels as distant as it can possibly be. The bitter bite of freezing winds chills most of their bones, but where most people would not dare exist in such harsh climates, our four unfortunate souls find themselves resting by that of a small burning pile of logs and timber. They know not yet the future of what has been laid out for them, but soon they will walk it at the break of dawn. For when the sun crests over the mountainsides once again, their story will truly begin. But to know of the stories to come, we must first know of the stories that have been, for each of our characters in this story have their own to tell. And it would seem that the time to know is nigh. So lend an ear, listeners, and listen close, for the tragedy that befall these four unfortunate souls is about to be told. We pick up at the campfire scene. Going to quickly play the fun little background music for the campfire. Or I don't really have background music, but you know, I have bonfire playlist.
Do you really?
It's more just sound effects. But let's get some blizzardy noises in the background. How about that? Let's really sell what's happening.
Yeah.
All right. As said before, we pick up at this small flickering flame of a campfire surrounded by these four individuals. We'll be starting from Pan, and then we'll be moving down the list, as I'm sure you already know what that is. But, Pan, if you would please describe what your character looks like for us.
Well, you can see her on screen.
Yes, but for those who just listen.
She's a zombie. Yeah, she's got brass arms and legs, which, for purposes of stuff, she just controls with those little prongs on her head. Her face is melted off. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know what else to say.
You're fine. Gug, if you would also be so kind to fill out what your character looks like.
Gug is an aged orcish man with scarring going down his arms and his back, typically wearing sort of like not skirt, like kilt-esque, like tatter.
I'd say kilt.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah. Damien, if you'd be so kind.
Hello, that's me.
What do you look like?
Alright, so basically what you're just gonna do is imagine like an adorable little whitish gray bunny rabbit. He's wearing a little torn down shirt and pants because he found them wherever he came. He's been out on the street for a while. Carrying a knife and a frying pan. Call him cute and he's gonna shank you. Alright?
Alright.
Oh, look at the cute little boy.
Don't say it like that. Alright. Albatross, would you please describe yourself?
Alright, so he is a young half-elf of the ripe young age of 90,
Very
which
young.
would put him to the physical equivalent of about 18-ish, 18 to 20. and he grew up in the isolated capital of the elves. Which, what I mean by that is, the elves themselves have been isolated for many of years. They don't really talk to too many people. He grew up as a hunter, so as food collectors, so on and so forth. And basically, events that you will see led him to being a part of this ragtag group, I think, as the youngest member. Other than that, he is a copper elf, so you can see his darker skin, with natural honey eyes, but his vampirism, as you can see with his teeth, he has vampirism. He now has crimson red eyes, glowing crimson red eyes, and he has mixed. I guess the one other important thing is that his armor is supposed to be mismatched. Hero Forge doesn't let us do that greatly, but it's supposed none of it's supposed to be cohesive. It's all supposed to be a little bit random. Also, I've been asked if Cody could be turned up a bit. He's at 200%, so I'm gonna have to ask you to get closer to your mic or something.
Yeah, no, you were quieter on my side too.
Am I? I was unaware of this. I will turn my gain up. How do I sound now? Do I sound like it's a little better? I've turned the gain up a bit. Any difference?
Better.
This good?
Yeah.
Hello?
Why are you all talking as freaking effects?
I was asking why can we do that?
I don't know, I'll be honest.
Don't worry about it. I
Yeah.
want to point out that my magic conch shell in chat has dictated that Albatross will die in this episode and get resurrected in the next.
Let's
I don't think
hope
that's how
not.
that works.
But to pick up this story, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna I have an idea. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pull up my d20s, one of them, and on my screen. I'll pick up the big one. Pick up the big one.
Also,
I want all of you to guess one between 20. Hold that in your mind. Tell me when you're all ready.
ready.
I got
That's-
a number.
I also have a number.
All right. We all good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Ethan?
Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20, nat 20.
I'm trying to roll for my number.
/R space d20.
David comes in 42.
42. That's a lot. All right. Here we go.
Oh, okay,
First
it rolled
first
twice.
dice rolled on the tray. Fuck. I missed.
He missed.
I did.
Everyone got that.
I missed. Yeah, immediately.
That one
So,
didn't count.
whoever is closest to
Ruined
10.
it.
Who is closest to 10?
In the
Are we
original
gonna type
batch,
numbers?
Pan was the highest.
Or not the
Not
highest,
going
but the
Closest. Was Pan?
This is not going over.
Gug,
But,
were you close at all?
Gug hasn't rolled yet.
Oh, am I rolling for it? I thought we were
Oh,
just
well, no, I said
picking
you
a
can keep it
number.
in your head. You didn't have to roll.
Well, yeah, what was
we
your
all
number?
rolled. What was it?
Okay.
I'll roll.
All right,
no,
roll.
fuck.
10's the number. 10's the number. That's a 5.
Hey,
Wow.
you
So
win.
All right.
Shimshan, wait, Gug 1.
Gug one.
Yeah.
What timing?
Wait, is it
All
not?
right.
Victory Royale.
Closest to 5. All right. Well, guess what, Gug? Because you won, you get to be the first to talk in the campfire scene. You were the one to bring us in. So, I'm going to give us your setting real quick again, just to, get you in the feels. It is currently, as you can tell, if you can still hear the sound effects, I don't know if you can or not, but it is,
Yeah, I can
you
hear.
are basically huddled around a campfire in the middle of this snowy forest. It is blowing, wind is howling, all this, but you guys have managed to make a comfortable little spot to set up. You are probably under the biggest, widest, umbrella of leafage, if you will. And with that, pick off the scene.
Okay. I brought rations if anyone's hungry.
No, not really. I can't get hungry.
That is true. I also consume predominantly. You'll figure it out. Don't. I'm good. Thank you though.
Pan is
I-
tinkering.
Can I roll to cook my rations?
If you want to.
I think rations are already cooked, aren't they?
Well, yeah, no, rations would already be made. Well, I mean,
Oh, okay, cool.
I guess, yeah, most rations are generally already pre-made.
And if you want to cook them, I got a frying pan.
He does. I guess if you want them to be a little more
pan.
cooked.
Honestly, sorry, I just want to say the first time I ever saw Cub's character, I thought he was playing a cook.
I mean, nothing saying he doesn't know how to cook.
Hey, David, none of that. We're just getting started.
All right. Yes, remember, folks, it will probably be a little bit of a rough start because this is us like doing this in a very long time. It's almost been a year. I think it has been a year.
It has been a long fucking.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a little bit before we get back into the groove thing, but
Anyway.
we're gonna do this. So let's continue conversation wise.
As no one begins to talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
All right.
It's Gug's turn. It's Gug's turn to
Yeah,
do
I
his
thought we were
intro
going by
I-
turns.
Well,
Yes.
it's
Well, I said I
whoever
was gonna
wants
take
to
the
talk.
pan.
Yeah. Okay. Well. You know what? You're in the cook the pan. Let's start cooking. All right. Let's have you roll. I would imagine.
Oh, for the love of
I want to say it's survival because that's generally what you do for like that kind of thing. So roll us a survival check. See how good you manage to cook.
Survival.
guys,
Are you all cooking?
just immediately.
Just Shim. Also, so as
Yeah.
as Gug is taking this, what we now know to be already prepared food, he's cooking it. Damien, you know you've messed with the pan before. That skill, it's nothing new to you, but it smells like the pan is burning. What do you do?
Okay, no, I thought we were rolling for survival in the storm.
No. Yeah, you're about to die.
That's why I was so confused there.
All right. But yes, you see him try to cook, and you maybe turn away for a bit, but then the smell catches your nose, and it should not be the smell of what he was cooking.
Oh,
What
oh
do you-
God, great! I can still smell.
I can't remember the last time I could smell.
Rabbit, shut up so I can get to the story.
You know, you think that the one that's actually dead wouldn't be able to smell.
It's been a while since God.
Actually, two of you are dead.
Last time God cooked, it was in his village.
Come on.
Yeah, I figured.
This is when you're supposed to do your entire background story. No one else needs
Yeah,
to do
well, I
interact
was-
with you.
Oh, okay. I thought we were just gonna do like a bit back and forth to it. I didn't
Well,
realize.
okay, so here's I'll give you guys again. Give us some time, but we have to fit into the characters. But what I would like for you guys to do is to get into a natural conversation that leads to the discovery of what we're going to be talking about. So as Doug just said, he hasn't eaten since the last time he was in his village. Why doesn't someone ask about that? Be inquisitive with your characters. Your characters know nothing about each other. This is the time to know.
Actually, I've been traveling with them for 2 months, so I would know about them.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, you would.
I'm
You would
gonna
know
need-
that.
You,
All right.
you used to be in a village, Gug?
Yes. Before, well, the curse, of course.
Do you all actually know how you got cursed? I don't. Like, I know
that
we all
kinda
got a
just
curse here,
happened.
but like I don't know anything about how I got one.
Seems
Gug transformed the night. It was full moon.
We're going into backstory mode. Here we go.
Thank you for interrupting just to say that.
yeah.
It was in my cabin. I wasn't expecting any change, but whenever the moon rose, I couldn't stop myself. I became enlarged. I grew hair from places I hadn't grown before.
That's just called puberty.
It was the next day, and I was kicked out. I was escorted to the chieftain of my village. He was my father.
Gug. I have received
Yes.
word from your sister. Is it true? You've changed.
My sister, she's conniving. Yeah. She'd make up any lie to satisfy her own end.
And in this moment, though you cannot perceive the faces of the people around him, in this moment Gug could feel the eyes tense up and squint at his own son. This is a village of warriors, Gug. Warriors who have lasted years. And we also know the smell and looks of someone who lies.
Father,
Enough,
I
boy!
need help.
You are cursed, like the wretched beings beyond the walls. Guards! This is no longer my son. Rid of him! In this moment, Gug was effectively chased out of his own village by the guards he had himself grown up with, people he had thought close to him. Gug, would you please tell me, when you were being chased, what was it like?
When I was chased, I got a surge of energy. Wasn't like the night before where I had unstoppable transformation. It was more controlled, but less powerful. I ran as fast as I could, as far as I could. But with the wounds on my back, it only carried me so far.
So
got
you were
exiled.
removed from your village for your curse?
Yeah. Excommunicated.
He said that more people were cursed? I mean, that's what it sounded like to me.
You don't know about that.
Our village not catered to cursed as too well.
I don't know if you know, Rabbit, but around here, there are plenty. I haven't been to any of them myself, but I've heard of plenty of, in fact, even strongholds, but even small villages that are completely made up of the accursed.
I didn't even
And
know there was
living-
that many.
And even coming from the same isles as the orcs, they're not exactly. Well, they don't take kindly to cursed. They see it as more of a disease than anything else, similar to the elves themselves.
From research data that I had gathered with what's the old man's name again?
Arthur.
Yeah. From the research that I have gathered with Arthur, it seems like the average age that these curses seem to manifest is roughly 30 or so.
Well, that's a load of shit.
Yeah,
Yes.
that
30
does
and
not.
30 for who? Everyone's race is different here.
Well,
I mean, just look at me. If you look at when I died, I'm technically still 14.
30 years of
In
existence,
rabbit ages?
we'll say.
Like dog ages? Are you +7 for every year?
14 years on the calendar.
I see. You know, actually, I want to point out something. You've mentioned this doctor before. You keep mentioning. Have we seen this guy yet, or is this afterwards?
This is after you've met him, so you know of
Shit.
him.
Shit.
Everything I was about to
Everything
say
I was gonna do-
doesn't exist.
Yeah, everything I was about to say doesn't exist. Okay, let me rephrase. This doctor. How long did you say you've worked with him before again?
Well, you see, the curse, it's, mine is very, what's the word? Body related, so it has eroded my mind quite a bit, but I have, maybe 100 so years.
Okay, so you've worked with this guy for 100 years. Have you seen any progress to discovering anything about how to cure the accursed?
That's a good question, Cody. Would Mike?
So, here's what I will say that Quinn knows, and you guys will learn this in a bit, as we get to it, of course.
You could give me a non-answer, by the way.
The answer I will give that you can sum up in this moment is there is a curse. It has been worked on, but the curse is not your normal. The means of searching for the curse is not the normal idea. You're not really searching for the curse or the cure for the curse. You're really searching for the cause that can lead to the cure.
Well,
That's what Pan has been truly helping with a lot.
well, in terms of a a cure per se, not really. However,
Of course.
we believe that if we can locate the source, we might be able to rectify its emitting cursingness.
A source. A source for
Yes.
hundreds of thousands of isolated people, groups that have never even interacted, to have the same kind of diseases or accursed.
That sounds almost impossible.
Exactly. That's my point. I understand that you want your life to have meaning, but I just do not. Gug, I know you brought us here in good faith, to try to find something, but there's just 100 years. How are you possibly going to find anything that could connect these groups that have been separated for thousands of years?
I mean, at this point, it can only really be explained as a virus or a disease. It's right for people to fear.
But again, Rabbit, you're not even I don't even know where you're from. But wherever your people are from, you have to be isolated. I've never seen anything like you, or even heard of anything like you. You have to be separated from everyone else. The elves have been isolated for 900, at least nearly 1,000 years from everyone else.
How long
And
have
yet-
these curses been going on?
A long time. I believe the Grand Elder, or the eldest elf that I know of, was about 8,000 years old, I believe, back. He didn't give out his exact age, we just guessed. And he was already around before he was around when he was young. There was already accursed. There was already towns of the accursed. So, basically, you have these issues that have been going on for thousands of years, and you're trying to solve them for 100 years, and you and this Arthur, who magically think you could find a cure, you have made zero progress. You don't even know what you're looking for, and you're sending us on a distraction so we feel like we have meaning in our last days before either the curse kills us, unlikely, or something else does.
And stands up and she throws her arms out and goes, "That's the beauty of science, my good sir. If the impossible becomes possible, you just gotta find the answers."
It doesn't sound like there's any answers to find.
Oh, but my good sir, there is. Yes, I have been working tirelessly for this magical cure. I have pushed alchemy past the point of which it's supposed to do. My elixirs can change your shape. It can heal you. It can increase your speed. It can grant you flight. All because science allowed us to do this.
Flight.
Yes.
I mean,
And that's what it means to push the boundaries, to find the answers to what should be impossible.
You know, Corpse, I will believe in this cure when the moment Gug can transform and fly at the same time.
Oh, you really want to test that, do you?
I don't think we
Gug-
should. I don't think we
Gug
should.
does not want to fly.
It sounds like Gug
Oh.
doesn't have too many good memories attached to him transforming, for what I'm getting. So maybe we should tempt fate on that.
I wasn't really worried about his mental state when transforming, but go on.
What I will say is, in this moment, Damien, as you say those words of good memories, I'd say you get like a shock of your own memories, and that your memories haven't been good when it comes to the curse either.
No.
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 Chat for like half a second, I come back and it goes, no.
No.
I wish I could stop remembering.
Stop remembering what, Rabbit?
I mean, I'm not. Should I just go ahead and do my side then, Cody?
Yeah, that's what I was waiting
I
for.
thought that was gonna be like the natural transition.
Button.
Oh my god, button!
I'm not gonna go into too much specifics, but I know when I got cursed. I don't really know how though. A good friend of mine came back home and he had been brutally wounded. His name's Dom. He treats me like a father. Dom's a good man. He came back
You like
home
a
one
father?
night. He does. He really did treat me like a father when he found me.
Okay.
He came back home brutally wounded,
Wait,
and I wanted to go find the people
just
that
for some clarification, Rabbit. You mean that he treated you like a father would, and not he treated you as if you were his father?
Yes,
Okay, thank
that
you.
is what I mean.
Yeah, that's funny.
But when he came back like that, I wanted to go after the people that did it. I mean, we steal all the time, but we don't hurt people. At least we try not to. He started screaming at me not to do shit to these people. He was angry. Angrier than I've ever seen him. He said a few choice words I didn't take too kindly to, and looking back at the moment now, I'm sure he didn't mean it. Anger gets the best of us, you know? But I slammed the door behind me when we left. I mean, it doesn't matter how mad at someone you are. You don't just say you wish you don't save someone, or save somebody else instead. Calling me ungrateful for what I have, just because I wanted to find the people that did this to him. Like I said, Dom's a good man, I know he is, but I don't want to see him go off like that. I thought I would just give him time to cool off and go find the fuckers that mugged him in the meantime. I went around town for about a week there. I got some details about the people that did it, along with the fact that Dom wasn't the only one they mugged. I wouldn't normally give two shits, but they made this personal. And I found out general info, like what some of them looked like, how many there were, what they were wearing, that kind of stuff. It turns out it was a whole group of people that take sick pleasure in beating people to an inch of their life, just to barely leave them alive. They also apparently take sick pleasure in beating the same person multiple times, so I got even more of a reason to find them quickly. I found out they call themselves the Knives Guild. Even if some of them get caught, which most of them never do, they have connections to escape jail quickly. But they found out that I was looking for them, and I ended up finding them. But not before they found me. I guess I asked the wrong people and word got back to them, and they didn't take too kindly to me. They were gonna kill me, because I'm the first person to ever get close to finding them. I guess I was lucky for once, so I guess I should have known better than to think I'm lucky. I did manage to escape them with some quick feet. They did the same thing that they did to me that they did to Dom. They sure gave me a chase, though. Reminds me of my childhood all over. I got far enough away to where they wouldn't find me, and I was bleeding real bad. One of them got me in the gut real good, and I didn't have much to help me, or anywhere to go at this point, so I just decided to sleep it off. I was feeling real tired, and luckily I did woke up later. Somehow I felt better than ever. I went back to find Dom after to tell him that I managed to find out where they were. Maybe if we worked together we could take them all out, but the place was empty. I thought the Knives Guild had already come back to finish the job. I thought it was too late, until I saw all the cobwebs and dirt. The whole place looked abandoned. And that was weird for me, because I saw a bulletin board in the corner that I'd never seen before. It had a bunch of shit on it. Taking a good look at it, I started not to feel that great. It was clear that Dom was trying to find me, and from the looks of it, he did, along with a picture he drew of the place that I had woken up. The ditch I went in. The ditch I woke up in. And I was very surprised to find out that Dom tracked me down so fast. I had a feeling I knew it was already happening, but I went around to ask town some more. I had to ask them what year it was. I found out that I had been asleep for 7 years. I'm starting to think it wasn't lucky that I woke ever back up again. I should know better to ever think I'm lucky. But I went back and found the spot I woke up at after that, and noticing more vibrancy to it. Roses around the spot, vibrant grass. It was well taken care of. I decided to dig down a little bit to confirm it for myself. I dug down, and I felt it. I pulled up a jacket. It was my jacket. I dug up my own grave. And at the same time, I realized that I was incapable of crying anymore. I figured I shouldn't stay there. There's no way that Dom would want to see me like this. I don't know if he's still around, but it's probably for the best that I just stay away. After all, I don't have a body that needs to be taken care of anymore.
Seven years.
Yeah.
So you believe you were napping. It took you 7 years for your curse to activate?
It activated when I've been dead for 7 years, apparently. That's all I know. I don't know how I got cursed. All I know is when.
Well, as far as the elves' research have gotten into it, I don't know what you, Pan, have discovered with your master, but the elves have discovered that people seem to be born with it. There's no correlation between people meeting and it passing on. As I said, the elves have been isolated for a very long time.
As far as I've known,
This is
I've never
impossible.
met anybody else that was cursed until I was cursed.
That's what I'm saying. It seems to be more ingrained into us. There's no easy way to explain it. At least, not for what we do.
For all we know, the world views these as curses, but it could be the next step in evolution. We could be the next future of superior beings.
Evolution. You believe... Look at me. You think this is evolution. You think... Points at Gug. You think that is the next step? Losing control every cycle of the moon? That isn't evolution.
I mean, I still have to focus on everything just to make sure I don't phase through the floor.
Doug looks down after he points at me, saying, "I'm not the next form of evolution."
But look at us. Our lifespans, or in Damien's case, existence, has been expanded beyond what is mortally possible. This could be very well just evolution taking form.
Life and death is a delicate balance that this curse is interrupting. It has done nothing but throw the world out of balance, not into it.
You mistake me. Though I do believe that this is evolution, I also do not wish for it. I want to be able to go back home. I don't know why. As I just mentioned earlier, this curse has scrambled the mind. It makes my memories all hazy. But I remember very vaguely a giant room filled with people in dresses and suits dancing around in music. There's a guy there. I just can't make out his face, but he meant something. We were dancing, and next thing I
What the
know
hell
is
that noise?
Hmm?
Does anyone else hear like ticking?
Yep.
What was
Yeah.
that?
What was it? The song in the background?
I turned the song off because it was doubling.
You still hear it now?
Yeah. What is that?
Oh, it's fucking it's me typing, but for some reason this stupid ass Roll20 makes a noise every time you type. That's what it is.
Never heard that before.
That's really
Yeah, I
weird.
wonder-
What the fuck?
Oh no, it's not. It's not Roll20. It's fucking It's the whole browser. It's Opera. Opera has
Oh.
it.
That's
Oh,
weird.
you can turn that off. I know.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Sorry.
we'll
sorry.
have to do with that later. I just won't type in chat.
It's adjusting the backstory song. Okay, you can go.
As we were dancing, suddenly there was just a pain in my chest, and next thing I know, I'm on the floor. People screaming, running. Others just look with shock as I stood up and removed the dagger from my heart. It's almost as if I knew very well what was going on, but no one else did. And that's when I saw someone else. I think he was the father of the guy I was dancing with.
Son, you see what is become of this lady. You know what to do for the betterment of your kingdom. It is your duty as prince, as soon to heir to be king. Father, yeah. Come with me.
And he quickly, this man you can't see exactly the face of in your memories, but you know of him. He's familiar to you, very familiar to you. And he takes you and he runs out of this giant hall, as you remember, this blurry mess, and into a much more longer room. And it's just you and him. And all you can see in your memory is his eyes, these flaming eyes like that of miniature suns, just staring deeply into what remains of this memory. He looks at you and says,
Pan, I'm sorry. I cannot disobey my father. But know this, no matter what happens, when things have changed, I will make sure you will be able to come back. My father, I love him dearly. But he's never treated me like a father. And you've treated me more than someone else I could ever imagine to be. I'm gonna get you out, but you must know that when you are free, you must run. Out of the castle. Out of the city. Somewhere. Just run. But first I must apologize. Because this will hurt again. And I hope you will someday forgive me. Goodbye, Pan.
and in your memory, that pain you had felt before reappears again in the same location. But there is a deeper pain you cannot yet understand. It doesn't feel physical. It feels emotional. And in that moment, you black out. And where you find yourself is not where you were before. You're out in what looks to be a trash heap. It's a place where the kingdom probably dumped all their remains of anything they discarded. And the words ring in your ears, or what was left of them. Run. Run away. Out of the castle. Out of the city. Just run. Is it doubling up again, by the way?
No.
I don't
No.
hear double up.
So anyways, after all that, I ran and I don't know exactly how it happened, but I ended up going and finding Arthur. And, you know, a few years go by and he returns and hands me this picture painting. Though it is quite faded over time, so I'm still not really sure. And yeah, she shows basically a picture of her and the guy dancing. but like it's all sort of faded and worn and shit like that, so can't really make out too much of it.
You will notice in the picture that the person dancing with the man has like normal head. They have hair. They have skin that is similarly red to the neck area, just not as faded as decayed. But that's all you can make out.
But yes, that's my grandiose story, if you will.
I'm a little confused on that one. Did somebody like actually stab you?
I don't know. As I said, my brain, it's all in scrambles. I can never, like, even with my elixirs, I can't make the same thing twice in a row, and if I do, it's just pure luck. It's infuriating.
I don't believe I've ever encountered someone quite like you. You're quite interesting for a corpse.
Yes, well, hopefully I won't be a corpse forever, but obviously there's the chance that if we do find a cure and I drink it, I'll just drop dead.
Well, looking at you now, it might be best to turn you into a machine.
Yes, I know. I don't remember how this happened, but I can only imagine me tinkering away and things just going kablooey.
That's oddly scary to think about. I mean, even if I
So
do
will
find a
you-
cure, I could drop dead too, couldn't I? As far as I know, I don't remember anything when I was dead.
Well, even more horrifying, you might return to your body that's still 7 feet under.
Either way, it's the same thing, really.
That is fair. Though curious, you said you ran away from wherever you were. So while you were running, is that when Arthur found you? I forget. Did you say Arthur found you, or you found him?
All I remember is that I went and found him somehow.
Okay. So you found him and he brought you in.
Yes. So, and that's when we decide to work together on finding a cure. And, you know, though the cureness isn't going too well, like I said earlier, have pushed the bounds of alchemy and have expanded the pool upon the effects of which elixirs can do. So, you know, progress is progress, even if it's not going in the right direction at the time.
Well, to ask a little bit more of your master, we didn't really get a chance to go too much into detail about him. He doesn't seem to be afflicted with any curse that I could see.
Yes.
So what I will tell you, Quinn, none of the others know this, but you know he has something. He is afflicted. He never tells you what he's afflicted with, but he tells you he is, much like everyone else, also cursed and seeking for the cure. But many years of searching for a cure has led him to decide to look for the reverse.
Looking for the reverse. Okay, it doesn't matter.
I basically tell him that you know, he has something, but he never disclosed.
Something, eh? It's always something. Well, I guess if we're all sharing. This is not the appropriate song for this.
Is it not the right one?
No.
Is that the wrong one?
This is
I'm
not.
pretty sure that was-
the
or-
song for this backstory.
I'm pretty sure it was. You said that was the one you
No,
wanted.
no. We were gonna get to that. Not yet. We're getting to it.
Is
That's
it
at
this
the-
one?
That's at the end. No.
Oh, you wanted to happen. Okay.
But there's a certain point when it happens, not at the very beginning.
Okay, I was just why that's was the
Okay, but it's gonna throw a lot of context in, in there too early for me. All right.
All right.
So as long as we're all sharing, I guess I should start mine. As I said earlier, the elves and the orcs, despite their massive disagreements and even hatred of each other, are remarkably similar. They don't quite. How do I put this? They don't like people to be scared, you know. And these things, they cause fright. Especially at a mass scale, especially when you think of the Elven city is probably the most densely populated, or one of the most densely populated cities in the world, given that, as I said previously, they don't expand much. They don't go out much. They're very isolated. Even if, admittedly, they don't breed nearly as often as someone like humans or even the orcs do. But given their long lives, they tend to still have a fairly good population altogether. Point being, I was out hunting with my mother. She was still training me at the time. Well, I guess until the day I left, she was. It doesn't matter. That's when things started to change. I felt cold. Did it feel cold for any of you? It happened slowly. over the
What I will
course of
say
a
is,
week.
Damien, you felt nothing.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I don't really feel any temp.
I was saying the actual event of changing. Well, I guess you didn't do it till 7 years
No.
later.
I didn't feel a thing. I thought I just woke up.
Okay, well,
Doug got hair, so he felt
doesn't-
warm.
so, I guess it's different for everyone. For me, it was a chilling feeling. It was the day that my blood ran cold, that my body didn't need to produce warmth, and it just stopped doing it entirely. I tried to hide it. Luckily, somewhat luckily, I have one of the few curses that are somewhat hideable. As I mentioned, it happened slowly. My eyes were still, at the time, brown. They hadn't switched to red. They wouldn't switch to red until the day I left. My teeth, they started to come in, but no one really noticed. You don't really think about those things about people when you look at them. But not everyone is so unobservant to a half-elf. My friend, whose name I have forgotten even though he's in the tab, my friend, he did take notice. I think my mother did too, but she, you know how mothers are, they don't want to see the bad things, they ignore it. And no one else is going to pay attention to me. Who would care about some half-elf who was just a hunter? I'm nobody to most people. But he took notice. He didn't say anything, at least not at first. And that's when it happened. One day, the gods just came for me, like they knew. They came and they got me and brought me to them. This is when we changed to him being in the council room. He basically a bunch of guards, elder guards, come and they take they take Albatross and they bring him to this big, almost like a council room. It's not quite a courtroom, but it's a very big, grand, open room with lots of chairs. But today, or normally, hundreds of elves would sit, potentially even thousands when they add in for, I guess you could say the non-council people, more people that would just be outside, the onlookers, if you will. But today, besides the guards, there are only 5 people in this room entirely. That will be the 4 main council members and Albatross himself, once again disregarding guards. The main guard steps in after bringing him in and calls to the highest of the 4, whose name I have also forgotten because we didn't run through it. Cody, if you would have the name, that would be great right now.
Hold on, I have to pull up the sheet first.
While he does that, I'll exclaim a little bit more. So these 4 High Elven members each represent 1 season, and each of the seasons also give to 1 major personality type, if you will. With the loudest of them,
the one
who I believe
that
is
he
Summer.
is, yes, he goes by, he goes by Peregrine.
So Peregrine?
Peregrine.
What?
Also, your
Peregrine,
friend is
yes.
named Straven.
Straven, okay, cool, yes. That is my friend, and sorry, it's been a very busy few months. But anyway, they bring me to the High Council, and at that point, they announced me coming in, as if they were expecting this. Like, they just came and got me, but they had everything set up so quickly. It's not like them. So the maid guard comes in, and he announces to name Peregrine. There we go.
Peregrine.
He announces to Peregrine. He announces to Peregrine that they have found Albatross, and that they have.
Would you like me to take this part up and just go with it?
You're supposed to. Yes,
Okay.
it's your part now.
I'm just gonna do the guard also as well.
High Elder Peregrine, we have found Albatross.
Good. Bring him over to his station. Now that you have placed yourself, half-elf, we have heard word of your actions as of late. God, if you would be so kind as to relent the story from your perspective. I will let you take care of this part because this is the part I don't have on word.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was gonna take the guard because of this. Okay, it doesn't matter. So the guard steps up and he. Okay. Sorry, you're gonna keep distracting me. Ethan, you're wrong. First off, yes, I know that the YouTube chat is not connected to the stream. I can't fix it right now. Two, Roll20 chat isn't scrolling down. It is. That is literally the bottom. I don't know what you're looking at.
Yeah, no, I was way further in the video.
Anyway, so the guard hesitantly takes out a report of the said events. It is said that earlier today we found, well, a young man, young elf, I guess you'd say more appropriately, a young elf found this albatross to be attacking a young pure elf. Which this is not already forbidden, not only attacking one another, but especially for a half-elf to lay hands on a pure elf. This pure elf to be a 250-year-old girl, which for the crowd, that would make her about 12 years old, physically. She was found teeth into her arm, as if she had been offering it to him, with blood covering his face and her wrists. Or wrist, as it says here. We could not confirm one or two wrists, but definitely an attack on the young girl. This not only bores into the other guard members being shocked and appalled that not only have several issues have been broken, but now they know that he's evidently a vampire, one of the rarest and definitely the most dangerous of the curses, due to the fact that you can hide it more than the other ones, and the fact that they are not too familiar with it. Hey, guy.
Yeah, I know. I was getting into character.
Thank you.
Half-elf, you have assaulted a pureblood, not only physically, but with the cursed fangs you bear to our people. After this meeting is adjourned, you will be marked and then forced out of this city, never to return until you either die outside the walls or find somewhere else to brood. Before these actions are to be taken, do you have any last words?
Song time, I'm guessing?
Yes. Albatross looks up at him, and he says very few words. He looks up and he simply says, "You will see me again." This proves to be both a hopeful promise and a chilling reminder, as the now blood-red eyes bore into Summer. He feels, well, him, the actual leader, I forget his name. Why do we make complicated names for people? Peregrine. he having extreme dislike for the half-elf. He absolutely is bewildered and chilled by this threat as he takes it. Some of the gods like to think of the more hopeful of the cure, but the likelihood is admittedly low. Most believe he would just simply die outside the walls. We cut back to the campfire, where he almost... Oh god, that's got me.
Yeah. I meant to pause it before
We're
we get to that
looking-
part.
Yeah, we're looking into the campfire. Albatross looks longingly, proving Summer's point, or Summer's ideals. I don't believe in a cure. I don't think we're here to find anything. But I will go back one day. And when I do, I plan on tearing everything they have to the ground. They took everything from me.
Something I will
For
say
fuck's sake,
is...
what did you want?
Sorry. What I was going to say is, in the back of your mind, you do hear... And I didn't get to say this out during the speech, but the final lines you hear coming from Peregrine, I believe it's Peregrine. The final lines you hear coming from him is the moment your eyes glow red. You hear, and this I imagine you hear and repeat a lot when you try and sleep to the best of your ability, but you hear the words of, "Foul beast, be gone from us!" He marks you as a beast not only physically with the mark that you know you are tainted with, but as that of an actual monster. Those words ring in your ears every time you try to rest.
They took everything from me that day. And one day, those pompous high elves, I will rip everything from them. Perhaps this curse has a slight blessing that every day I seem to grow stronger in a way. He pulls off his gauntlet and shows them a branding. Well, not branding. It's not like a burn, but a branding as a tattoo, forced upon him to mark him as accursed. The elves, this is how they deal with it. Not only do they outcast their cursed, they also mark them. So if, like in the case of a vampire, you can hide it, you can never hide exactly what you are. You will always be marked. So, this is it. There is no cure, there is no magic, there is no end of the tunnel.
There's no
What this is...
There is no Queen of England.
I hate... Okay, look, it's gonna be really hard to keep into character if people keep interrupting the middle of intense speeches.
I'm sorry, you said that and I thought in my brain.
No, it's
Well, I mean,
funny, I
technically
agree, but it's gonna be extraordinarily difficult to keep into
Alright.
If we keep interrupting like this. And then, after a short while, that's when I met Gug here. We're gonna go into that, or do we skip that for...
I'm getting to it. Hold on.
He actually saw him in the woods. If you remember Gug, I guess maybe it'd be better from your perspective.
Yeah, it was unpleasant beginnings, but we all have them. Whenever I met Albatross, it was in the woods, close to around Elven area. It was a little bit further off. I assume he had left or been traveling for a decent bit beforehand. Whenever I heard something in the woods that night, I wasn't expecting it all. First off, I was just minding my own business, and then you hear yelling. Young, maybe. Like a girl, something high-pitched. And so knowing that, such atrocities can happen, obviously, I went to go try and stop the incident from happening. But the closer I got, the more I realized the situation was more complex. I approached the area, bodies were strewn everywhere. Blood was covering bark and dirt and just scraps. And that's when I ran across Albatross.
Among this this campfire, wrong one again.
I know, I clicked that.
Across,
Both named Albatross at the front, okay?
that is true. Anyway, doesn't matter. Across this campfire scene, you see a few poachers, about 4. But not that you could really. To get an exact count, you'd have to count the pieces. They've been completely dismantled. This isn't just an attack. This is a brutality. This is removal of a being. It's almost purposely disgracing the bodies. Here, across this open plain, was standing a young lad, boring with glowing red eyes in the darkness, boring straight into Gug, covered in dried blood, proving to Gug that this attack wasn't new. This was a setup. He'd already attacked this potentially even days ago. He was using this to trap others. Licking the dry blood from his lips, he looks up, straight into Gug's eyes. I could smell you for miles, Wolf. You're not hiding from me.
I don't know what to say. How did you? How?
I got hungry. I was floating. Ever since I left, I needed something. I tried to run from it, but some things are just so powerful. Too strong to fight anymore. And I'm so tired of fighting. I did what I had to do. I survived. These things, they prey on others, and now they've been preyed on. You orc, you dog, you know exactly what I mean. I can smell it in your blood. You feel it too.
You're not wrong. But you're a little young for these kind of worries. Do you stay out here? Is this where you live? Out in the woods?
Live? If you could call this living. No. I am of a great society. A kingdom. A world beyond this hunger. No. I have nothing. I am nothing. Nothing at all.
How about, I think I do understand your pain, your suffering. It's, I can relate to it, but maybe there's a different way to go about it. Maybe something with a little less violence. Maybe if we found you another outlet, or if we could just stop you from going on a rampage, maybe then we could start to reclaim what you've lost, if you will.
You're one to talk about rampages, Wolf. But even if we could do that, it doesn't change what we are. This is what we're going to be for the rest of whatever time we have left.
And there's ways to cope with what we are. It's just how you're doing it is this can't fulfill what life you want.
You. I felt like you would get it. You talk about control as if even you could stare at the moon and be just fine as you are. You. There is no normal anymore. There is no warmth. There is only this. He points to. He waves, wafts over himself once again, covered in blood. They. One of them. I don't know if he knew. I can't. I'm sure it's like this for you too. I can't feed on others like us. To do so did something to me. I don't know what exactly. I didn't mean to hurt them, but not that. I couldn't control myself. Something in its blood, I don't know what it was. I needed to keep going and going, and I was so angry. This is my form of justice. This is what we are now. This is the way the world is. The elves blinded me on purpose so that I wouldn't see this truth.
You sound like you're hung up on a lot right now. I can understand what it's like to be driven away from a place you loved, but surely you're not planning on keeping this up. I know some techniques for myself to keep in control, or at least give me some control of what's happening, but I'm sure there's ways for someone like you as well, if we just thought about it.
To what end, Wolf? I can't understand why you would care to go back. There is nothing before this. This is what the world is. The elves, they want to hide from it. They want to remove themselves from the aches of the world because they don't feel the same things we do. They don't have the same diseases that we are afflicted with. They feel like they can run from it, they dread it, they hate it, and I can understand why. Look at this, look at us, Beastie. We are the hopeless. There is nothing left for us. To what? Join a community of others so we can tear each other apart. You won't return back to your home, and I may never get back to mine. And that's the way things are. We just have to accept that. You just have to live with it. You just control it. Why? What hope could there possibly be for things like us?
We may not return to the place that used to be our home, but we can still find a home. It's not over for us. There's a way of life that leads beyond just our curse. I'm sure.
Go back to the campfire scene.
Boop.
And it was at this point, reluctantly, I couldn't feed on him anyway, even. I was in no physical state to attack him, really, but even if I could have, Once I smelled his blood, I knew I couldn't feed on him regardless. I don't particularly know how, but he convinced me to leave with him. And I've been traveling with him ever since.
Albatross
So
is a
in
good
human-
travel companion.
Well, thank you, Beastie, but... So, what gets me still to this day, how they treat people like us. If the math is correct, and I'm sure you, Pan, could correlate this if you remember, I believe it was roughly, for humans, this curse is every 1 in, what, 100 people? For orc and half-elf kind, it was 1 in 250 to 500-ish. But for the elves could have been 1 in 25,000, 30,000 possibly. They run from the things they don't understand, and they can't understand things that don't affect them. Yes, they do care for us half-elves, but not nearly as much as their own. They would rather just shove you out of the door and say, good luck. You'll find someone just like you. And that is why I can't bring it in me to believe in a cure. I can't believe in their forgiveness. I don't believe they are worthy of sustainment the way that they have. They close themselves off in the world when the world needed them most, and look at what it's gotten them. Nowhere. They're afraid of being afraid. I don't know if they caused this or they have any part in this, but they know something they're not telling us. And one day, I swear I'm gonna find out before I rip their skin from their bones. They might even look worse than you, corpse.
You know what I love about science? You can bring light upon darkness. Those that people correctly, as you said, fear what they do not understand. Science is about bringing understanding. So, maybe you're right. Maybe there will never be a magical cure that can be created for us. However, with the power of science, we can help them understand. And not only through science, but through action. This little rampage you went on after you got exiled only feeds into the fear that already lies within their heart. However, here's the difference. You can make a difference. You can change their minds through actions, not words.
Being silent for a moment, he nods. Discoveries, corpse. You go through discoveries. Science is the question, not the answers.
Science, my dear friend, is about questioning everything. Science would not exist without questions, and answers would not be found without science.
What I will say is, in this moment, as you were saying questions, you then look at Damien and notice his very particularly unique curse. And you then look at all the ones around you, and they all also have their own affliction. It is all different. All these questions around you feed into your mind, or at least what is left of it, with the idea that everything has a question, and every question has an answer. And in the sense of your characters, the questions are there, you just have to ask for them.
Though, I do have to say, I envy you all. Because while you have the power to have made your existence stronger or to continue existing even after death, my curse is degrading me. In 50 years, while Damien and you elf, you half elf, and the orc, while you guys might still be existing, I could just be a simple mindless corpse. Or just dead. My curse doesn't grant me strength. It simply grants me prolonged death. So I envy that. But in whatever short time I have, I will bring as many answers to the light of the public as I possibly can. That is what we truly need to do, more than anything else.
I mean, for that to happen, it sounds like you're gonna have to find a cure for ableism first.
What the fuck is that? Well, I can
Fucking
promise
Damien
one-
poked through the screen for a second.
Looney Tunes.
Yeah, no.
I can promise you one thing, Corpse. I definitely don't envy you.
Oh, how much I would not envy me either. Who are you all again?
You asked this question, and you specifically then noticed the fact that you now know how Damien, or no, how, you know how Albatross and Gugla met. Now you're curious about how they met the bunny. I'm putting that in there. I'm sorry.
Okay, so all three of you were together when you came to my lab. How the hell did you meet the bunny?
Oh god, the rabbit.
Oh, don't start. You're the one that started chasing me.
What he stole first.
I had to.
Flashback.
I didn't know what I
Yeah,
was. I thought I
steal
still had.
anything.
Never
I know that
steal.
now, but I still thought I had to eat at the time.
We then take a moment to flash back to. You know what? I can put this onto the screen now. To the freaking city of Gildenyost, a place not too far off from where Arthur himself resides. On the journey and their way to where Arthur is, Albatross and Gug were trapped.
Holy shit, this is the blurriest thing ever. Is it ever gonna load in?
It will in a bit.
There we go.
It's
But-
loading for me, so it will.
Alright.
On their way through, they had to pass through the city of Gildenyost, which is a known traveling port from the area around. No, not really a port. This isn't the port. The port's across the bridge. But regardless, it's a huge place for goods and trades. But it also is a place known for thieves to feed around the richer folk that live in these areas, because this area is very specifically separated into those quadrants. Could never. I apologize. I did put color things there on the side, the bottom left. I don't know if that helps at all.
No, it really.
Damn it. Okay. Well, either way. Yeah, my bad. I probably should have thought about that. But either way.
Good fuck.
In this-
Anyway.
Yeah, in this moment, I will click on the map. Gug and Albatross are probably around here in the city, in the plaza, just looking around
In the
at like
big
the
market.
shops. In the market. They're just looking around the shops over there. They may not need the normal sense of food, but they still need to eat something. And they were just in the area of doing it when they suddenly noticed this little figure darting between the people around, and Albatross, very keen to notice this specific type, sees him, what I will only describe as quickly maneuvering his hands through the pockets unknowingly of a richer person. Or he knows that it's a rich person, but the person does not know they are being robbed. Albatross, seeing this, nudges Gug immediately. Take it away.
Hey, wait, did you see that? Pointed out.
The rabbit?
Yeah, I think. Did he just take something from that woman?
Possibly. We shouldn't get too straight from our path here.
What path is that? At this point, he starts to jog off towards where he saw the rabbit going.
Albatross! Oh,
Gug, in this moment, you know that when Albatross gets in the mood, he just has to hunt, and so you relinquish the idea of stopping him, and you zone in and you hone into what you know how to do, which is to track. And in this moment, Damien, you have just haggled a person from their monies. It was a larger woman with a very nice fluffy fur coat, which irked you immediately the wrong way. But you thought, hey, they're stupid enough to buy what was probably fake fur, you know. I'll just steal what else they have. And so you do. You dig through their pockets and you find gold, lots of it. A lot of rubies, bracelets. This person keeps a lot on them. And you start to skitter away, and you think, that was a haul. This is good for today. When suddenly you hear the sound, and also tell me if you guys can hear this.
Yeah.
Good. You hear this coming from behind you. And it gets closer.
Yes.
And when you turn around,
a
you
horse.
see chasing behind you a large
I'm a fucking
wolf
horse.
man. Like a fucking beast charging at you with his eyes locked onto
Oh
yours.
shit, it's not me.
Can you hear the music, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. In this moment, Damien, what do you say?
Oh God!
All right, here's what we're gonna do. Because I actually had planned for this. I want you two to roll for initiative.
Oh shit!
You're not fighting, but this is important to know. This is gonna be very reactionary based. I'm not too worried about like the using the special things for now, so we should be fine. All right, Damien, you obviously do go first.
Wait, did you mean to play Nirvana?
What is that?
What?
Oh, whoops,
It's
my bad. Hold
Playing
on, yeah,
Nirvana right now.
I didn't
my
know.
bad. This
Or
one.
just you two.
And that is where all the streams get copyrighted.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, this is Nirvana.
All right, cool. So in this moment,
They're gonna get copyrighted anyway.
yeah, I don't fucking care.
I
In
can't
this
hear any
moment,
music.
Damien, you freak the fuck out. You're like, oh shit, and
I
you
can't
start
roll for
running.
I mean, I know you don't need it, but I can't roll for initiative. It's not working for me.
Should just be on your screen, on like your character sheet.
Oh, there it
there we
goes.
go.
Oh, that was a little lag. Okay, but in this moment, stop rolling. Damien, I want you to roll me a dexterity save.
I didn't mean to. I thought it was broken. I kept clicking.
Damien, roll me a dexterity save. And okay, in this moment, Gug, I would also like you to roll me a I think it's athletics. Roll me an athletics check. We'll see if this
Yes,
will allow you
sir.
to get closer to. Yes, it is very quick. You think you have time. You turn around. He is like 30 feet. You look forward. You turn back around. You're kind of tripping up a little bit. He is 10 feet behind you now, and you are like, oh goodness. All right, Damien, roll me another dexterity save. Oh, that was much better this time. Shim, you know what to do. Roll me some athletics.
Here we go.
Ugh.
No. Oh, we swapped.
Yep. In this moment, you literally did swap. That's funny. In this moment, Damien, quickly realizing, turns down and it swerves between a bunch of people, and because you're so big and you're moving so fast, you barely have time to steady yourself, and you kind of skid to the side and run into a bunch of people, pushing them over, but then you just get back on and you start going down it again. Another dexterity save. Okay. Gug, if you please.
Alright. I also yell sorry at the people.
All right. You've managed to steady your distance. You are both 20 feet from each other. It is in this moment, Damien, that as you are running, you notice that there is an alleyway on your side. Roll me a dexterity save. Oh, you book it. You zoom into that alleyway. Gug is far behind. He is a good 35 feet behind you. He is not catching up. Gug, roll me an athletics, unless, you could change this. You get also an at 20. No. You are behind. And you book it into this alleyway, but the moment you get there, standing in front of you is a half-elf boy with red glowing eyes staring you down with a bow fully clocked. And you see this, and you go to turn around, but as you had expected, the wolf, the big bad wolf, followed you there. You are now caught in between the two. You've made it way before freaking Wolf Boy could, but you are now stuck in between two figures, both inching closer and closer to you. What do you say?
Oh God, no! Please, I have money. I have anything. Just, don't eat me.
Gug, no hurt.
Why the fuck are you chasing me then?
Gug, Gug saw you steal.
You you stole from that woman.
I mean, of course I stole. How else am I supposed to live in? Nobody else gives me the time of day anymore.
I will also note Gug and Albatross, I guess, in this moment. You guys have now clocked on to him, looked at him. You've noticed how he
Cutting
looks and
now.
everything. You can now see that
It
he's
is me.
slightly transparent.
Are you
What?
here?
What the hell are you?
I wish I could tell you. I mean, yeah, I'm here.
He's cutting out for me. Is
Yeah.
is
Cut out
for a
me or is
second
that
there.
everybody else?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, so it wasn't just me. I'm
Okay.
having some buffering issues. I don't know why. I can't like on Streamlabs it says it's perfectly fine. It says literally perfectly fine.
Mm. I mean, the good thing is we do have a bunch of different views of this. But,
Hello?
hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
No, that's
thing.
true. It's like, but like, cause on OBS I can fix it pretty easily, but on Streamlabs I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know how to fix. I don't know how to even see how to fix this on Streamlabs. So I would switch over to my from Ethernet to internet because I'm like, well, if one's having issues, the other one doesn't for some reason. But I don't know if on Streamlabs if I switch them, it's just gonna drop the stream entirely.
Most changes to the streams, you do have to
Will the
shut the
Streamlabs
stream
have
down.
reconnect automatically, or do you have to select that?
It does reconnect automatically. Tries to. Did your stream actually like just drop out?
Oh, that's fucking gay. Okay. Oh, it does try to reconnect.
Are you able to hear
No,
us?
I'm saying it will if I don't know if it will, but
Kelly?
Kelly, can you hear us? Oh, I think he dropped out.
Uh-oh.
No.
No! I'm gonna watch the stream, and I'm just going to notice my Discord view, and the other thing are just gonna disappear in this one moment.
Oh, even David's in this chat saying the stream is buffering every 5 seconds.
There
Oh,
we go.
no.
I switched over to internet. Hopefully that's fine. Can you hear me?
Hi, can
Yeah,
you hear us?
We've been able to hear you the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't been responding to me, so I'm like,
Yes,
okay.
we have.
We
Yes,
have,
we have.
you have not
Yeah,
been
I
to
think
us.
it's your side.
Okay, well, because I kept hearing you, but you weren't responding directly to me, so I'm not sure how that worked out, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But hopefully here in a minute it resets back to where it should be. I switched over from Ethernet. We do have a storm in the area, by the way, so maybe that's why.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, apologies on my stream side, but once again, hopefully it clears up from here on out. Anyway, we have trapped you.
Yes.
By the way, on my stream side, is it continuing? Are we good there? Did it reconnect automatically? I can't see on Streamlabs. It doesn't tell you.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, thank you. All right, so where were we?
So you
apologies.
basically just noticed that he is transparent. You said, "What the hell are you?" And then Gug was just like,
Yes.
"Are you something?"
He asked if I was here, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Asked if
Well, we'll pick up from there.
I mean, yeah, I'm here. As far as I know. I don't know what I am.
You don't
I
know
wanna, like,
what you
approach
are.
him.
In fact, what are you? I've never seen an animal like you.
You've never seen a rabbit? You kidding me?
I've never seen a 3'5" standing rabbit.
Yeah, I'm short. Whatever.
I've seen rabbits before, but none that look like you.
If you're talking about the whole transparent thing, your guess is as good as mine.
No, I'm talking more about the anthropomorphic fucking, like, you came from Zootopia looking ass. What the fuck? No, I've never seen something exactly like you, rabbit.
I don't know what to tell you there.
It is strange. And I want to like poke at him. Just like approach him and like sort of like put a finger out.
I'm
So-
up for poke.
I'm immediately gonna
Yeah.
back away. It's like, no, you were just chasing me. No, get away.
Sorry.
So what are you? Just some petty thief?
I mean, if you want to look at it that way, yeah.
But if I look at it like that, it's exactly what you are.
I mean, how else am I supposed to make a living? Nobody else gives me the light of day anymore.
Fucking find your own path, mate. Well, that's what we're doing. You gotta find something.
What?
You can't do this. You can't
say,
just harm people.
You say a path I can't take is stealing? I've been doing it my whole life.
And look where it's led you. Right into this alleyway with us surrounding you. You're lucky it wasn't someone worse.
You're just
Lucky?
hurting.
That's ironic.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I didn't say lucky. Who said lucky?
You did.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Okay, it looks like it's back. It cut out for a second, but it looks like it's
I
back
think
now.
it is
Can you-
because the storm's kicking up.
Can you still hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now, but for a minute it just like stopped. Like the stream just stopped, and then I kept trying to go back into it on my phone, and it just would not. It was like it's completely off, and then suddenly it kicked back in. So hopefully we're good. Yeah. Everything wants to make sure that we can't do this.
But we shall.
But we shan't.
For now, for as long as we can.
Oh, but we shall.
We
Exactly,
shall.
go on.
Shall it?
Yeah, it's led you right here between us. It should have been someone worse.
Well, you got any better ideas? I mean, how am I even supposed to get a job like this? I can't work anywhere. Nobody talks to me. Nobody looks at me. Everybody's treating me like I'm something different than I am.
You should probably mention the guy that you know of.
Hmm?
Hey,
You're
Gug. Now, no, for fuck's sake. The moment we need you the most, you have to leave us. Okay, my friend here, he thinks that there's some arbitrary cure for those who are cursed like us. Obviously, you are, seeing that you're not exactly physical. He thinks this dude, this old man, is either found a curse or has find a curse. No, has either found a cure or is finding one. I don't particularly believe it, but I guess if that was something better than you sitting here doing petty thievery to actually that lady looked like she was well off. She probably wouldn't miss it, but it doesn't make what you're doing right.
You know what? Fuck it. Why not?
Wow, that was immensely easy to convince you to come with us.
I mean, look, what do you think I'm doing here? I wouldn't call this surviving.
Well,
I sure as hell wouldn't call it living.
I would probably call it surviving, but I wouldn't call it living. Trust me, I've been in worse spots than this. I get it. Desperate times, although I never became a thief.
Oh, you think the curse is what made me be a thief? That's ironic.
No, I think you're a petty. I think you just like that. Rabbit.
You just like that, though.
Sorry.
Yes. You should tell him about this old man that you've heard of.
He's old.
He's old.
Thank you, Gug. That is immensely. Thank you. Thank you, mate.
I like to imagine
help
he's
people
still
like
kind of like while Damien is distracted, he's still trying to like poke through you.
Just every time I'm slapping his hand away.
Yep.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay. What I will say is, in this moment, you guys kind of will recollect ourselves to a different situation. Let's go back to here, if you will. If it would let me move it, please. There we go. We'll move back to
I think we
here.
have to end up going here shortly.
Do you?
Yeah, my grandparents are coming over because of the tornado stuff going on.
Oh.
Oof.
How long do you think is shortly?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, then I will speed
Give
us
a
up a bit.
guesstimate.
Yeah.
I will speed us along then, see if I can get us going. So, in this moment of this talking, you guys not only recollect the memories of how you three met, you then recollect and reminisce the memories of getting to where you needed to go, to Arthur, the one you guys have been looking for. Oh, what did I click? Clicked off on something.
Back of the campfire scene, and that's how we met the fucking rabbit.
But anyway, yeah, pretty much.
Amazing story. Now, can you remind me how we met? I seem to have forgotten.
Oh, you fucking brain dead corpse.
Literally, though. So,
So we were going up to your master's castle, walking right up the driveway. He doesn't have any security.
I'm gonna get this playing, and I'm gonna click this. Here we go.
Literally nobody. It's just the two of you in there.
That's so
Not even
loud.
servants?
Oh my god, that was a jump
Oh, yeah,
scare.
Get that hard piano.
All right, is that better? We good?
This place
Okay.
looks a little terrifying.
So,
I can't even see.
as the freezing winds of Haroon blow across the forest grounds, a massive structure of Gothic Victorian-style decorum stands tall in front of you. Its
I see
rigid
now.
stone brick towers rise high at the moonlit night, as the windows trace around its very walls glowing with a dull yellow. The light emanating giving the four of you the ability to see what is clearly to you the Castle Greymore, the home of the famed alchemist Arthur Blackheart. Upon seeing this, you quickly make haste to get out of the harsh winds around you.
Are we supposed to be on a different scene?
Not yet, no.
Oh, okay.
This is still mostly just description.
Okay.
Fuck, where was I?
We
Upon
literally
seeing
just
this, you
arrived.
quickly make haste, the winds around them. You make your way through the tall, rusted gates that have been blown apart and now lay bent forever, allowing those to enter into the castle courtyard. Eventually, you arrive at the massive wooden door that looks as if it is on its last legs. The wood that makes it up is splintered and cracked in many places, and the metal lining is rusted and bent out of place, yet even still it opens. Slowly, with a sound of wood scraping against stone and rusted metal scraping against itself. A sound that is quite unsettling. However, when the door fully opens, and the four step past the frame of it, the sounds of the howling winds stop, almost as if they were never there to begin with. And as you walk in, you begin to notice around you this massive foyer, this, similarly on the outside, the stone brick layering everywhere around you, and these staircases that lead up to a secondary floor balcony. Now, in this moment, I'll let you guys roleplay entering, and just to note,
Somebody's
Pen, you're not in the
compensating
scene.
for something.
Is interesting.
No one's gonna respond to that. Come on, man. That was a good one, right? Between like him and Gug, I made it funny, right? I did it.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Son,
Yes, I understand what you mean.
Bun in hell, rabbit.
I'm trying.
As you all are walking into this room, jokingly back and forth, trying to get over the harshness of the things you just experienced, you then began to hear the sounds of footsteps, though they sound off. It is normal thudding, but then a loud clink. Thud. Or no, sorry, tap. Two thuds and a
The
tap.
old man with a cane.
Exactly. Albatross, I say you could pick this up pretty quickly, and probably Damien as well, since you're good hearing. You pick up the sound, especially Damien, because you freaking know the sound of rich person. you hear the sound of cane and polished shoes against hard wooden floor. And as this sound echoes throughout the hall, you all slowly rise your heads to the top, and then you see, at the balcony, this older figure with white yet silvery hair, with this stern yet stiff face, looking down upon you in this well-maintained black suit with this purple collary plume. I don't know what those are called. And he has this very intricate-looking designed cane that has this wolf motif on the handle that leads down into the remaining parts of the cane with some silvery inlining. And as
I think he's gonna like you, Wolfie.
and as you notice him, he looks down at you with these bright silver eyes. Welcome, Omenkin, to my humble abode. I have been waiting for you for some time now.
You've been waiting for us.
My magics of divination have allowed me to anticipate your arrival with much excitement.
Ugh, the elves have outlawed divination. No one should be able to see into the future.
But seeing is what allows you to know, is it not, Albatross?
Fucking ableist against blind people, damn.
Did you just say your name?
Yes,
yeah, wait a minute. Like,
Yes,
like,
Damien, I
you
did.
can speak it, you would have known. I didn't even catch that. The perception is too low.
That's fine. Yes, I am well aware of who you are. Gug, the barbaric orc from...
Not really. He's pretty nice, actually.
I not longer.
Sorry, hold on.
Fucking terrifying though. God damn.
Yes, I apologize
Where did
if
you get the lightning strikes, by
my...
the way?
What?
Never asked. The lightning scars. Where did you get them?
Oh, new master, different techniques. Gug is a little accident prone.
Fucking
Yes.
Lightning binge?
He, as you are talking, he kind of scoffs and slowly starts to make his way down the stairs until he is pretty much on the same level with you all, and he starts to make his way over to you. And you notice he is pretty tall for as old as he is. He's... once I pull up the sheet, that is, because I have it listed, I just forgot to actually read it, because I did want to note his height in this situation. Give me a second.
The TH height.
You notice that he is not too far off from the height of Gug. Maybe a few inches lower than Gug.
A few inches lower, that's like average height. What the fuck are you talking about?
But as he is walking towards you, he looks at you all with this very refined taste of movement, where he slowly gestures his hands to the right and he says, "Where are my manners? My name is Arthur Blackheart, and I am the owner of this estate, this castle. This is where all the work towards finding the quote-unquote cure for the curses has been procured." He then he swings his hands to the side and kind of bows with his cane leaning down. I smack my microphone stand. And he leans into a bow to gesture his things.
So, when do you sell us your promises?
Quick to judge, it would appear, Albatross. He then stiffens back up
Do you
and
already know that
speaks.
about me?
Oh, I've known about you for quite some time. Let me ask you something, Albatross. How's that mark on your wrist?
Doing just well. How's your old age?
Treating me as best as it could. Now, allow me to get to some explaining. As I have said before, I know of you. I dare not privy too far into your past, for that is not my business. However...
Sounds like you already know it.
Excuse me?
You know, yeah, he's right. You would already know our past. You've been looking into it.
Because of the divination.
Yes, it allows me to peek somewhat into you. But in the sense of Albatross, I merely knew of the mark because I have met others like him. Your names were easy to find out through word of mouth, upon listening into your conversations.
But...
But
still yet to answer why you're looking for us specifically.
I guess that is a question that can be proposed to you as well.
Why were you looking for me? I think our answer will be the same.
Well, we came along the rabbit, and he just decided to join because he had nothing else to do. And then I'm only following here because Gugs mentioned that he heard word of mouth, as you mentioned, that there was somebody who allegedly had a cure for these diseases.
A
Or at least
cure?
looking into them.
Yes, Gug heard you might help.
I am indeed the one looking into things, and have been for quite some time. Longer than most would believe, but it has been the case. We are making headway, me and my assistant, which I will be introducing you to very shortly. But know this, your worries and doubts of this cure are closer to completed, thus not needing to be worried about. We have been tirelessly working, quite efficiently, mind you, for the past 100 years, and some myself, obviously. It has led us to many discoveries lately, but the reason I am more intrigued with you all showing up to my abode is simply put, I need, what we shall say, extra hands on the field. But first, there is a task I need of you. Before we get to that, if you would be so kind as to follow me, I have an assistant to show you. As he then slowly turns around and starts walking to the back of this foyer to like this
lean
door.
over to Damien. Keep your guard up, Rabbit. We don't know these people. There might be a trap.
And as you say this, the door underneath the balcony opens up and leads you down a longer hallway, where on the left, or on the very end of the hallway, sits this massively framed picture of himself and a dog, a silver-haired dog. And he makes his way over to it, and he starts like patting his side, and you hear him go, "Grim, that dog." He whistles very loudly, which I don't think my microphone will pick up, so we're just going to say he whistles.
Okay, good.
Ah!
And as this is heard,
That's what he does. He goes, ah! And
Yeah.
the dog comes.
directly running from behind Damien is a big dog. It's honestly probably the size of a husky, running directly through you people to get directly to Albatross, or to Arthur. He goes, there you are, boy. How good have you been lately, Grim? Yes. Do you know where the key is? Spit it out. He then holds his hand underneath the dog, and you see this silver key drop into his hand. He's like, now you know not to steal things. He then turns to you and says, my apologies. Grim gets a little bored here in the castle. Now, if you excuse me, as he sticks this key into a now noticeable keyhole at the bottom of the frame of this image and twists it. And as he does, the wall that is resting upon begins to shake, and you see it physically start to turn sideways until it is completely flat. And you can see past it to what looks to be a spiral staircase. He then turns around and gestures to you all to follow, and he says, if you would be so kind as to follow me.
So, about your assistant.
Yes.
Assume they're down here?
Ah.
How did you find this person?
Alright, you have a good one, Sham.
Are we good to continue? Or are we done? What are we doing?
We should still be able to continue, because we're almost at the end of it. What were you saying, by the way? You have to repeat.
About your assistant, where did you meet them? Anything about them?
You will learn that, I'm sure, very soon, but to give you a brief description, they came to me much like you have as well, actually. But instead of, what I will say, sending them on their way, like I have done sometimes before, I have decided to use their capabilities to benefit my, what we will say, efforts.
You keep saying they. Why are you being so ominous about this person? What curse are they afflicted with? Never mind, you're not going to tell me anyway.
Very keen, Albatross, very keen.
if you'd please. And he gestures once again. And before you guys go down, I will ask, anyone want to say anything else?
If you want a funny moment, I do.
What do you want? What do you want to say?
Oh, who is it? Is it a girl? Is she hot? Turns corner, sees this. Oh, oh God, she...
It doesn't. That does not happen, but that is funny.
Beautiful.
That'd be a deception, thank you. But anyways, so he then gestures you all down the staircase, and you start going and walking down. And
No, she's not. Oh God.
and as you, oh good lord, and as you make your way down the stairs, you then begin to notice that it is getting a little colder. The temperatures from
I don't notice
inside
shit.
the building. Well, yeah, you don't. Actually, yeah, no, you still do. You don't, but the others should still have to worry about that. The temperatures drop similarly to how they are outside, but a lot more manageable.
Oh, my naturally cold body can feel the cold.
And as you get down lower and lower, the smell of sulfur begins to billow throughout the staircase.
Fucking
And
gross, you look-
Pan,
you
if you would be
look
so
like
kind as to
Rappuccino.
describe what happens as they are
As-
making their way down.
As whoever is reaching for the door handle reaches for the door handle, the door fucking just explodes open as there's just a massive puff of black smoke come pouring out the room.
We'll say, we'll say, we'll say Gug does it because he's a big boy. So Gug reaches down, door explodes, he gets sent back a bit, and you hear from the top of the staircase, and that is why I went last.
And from out the smoke, suddenly, like, chunks of metal and tools and shit start flying as just, no, not this one, not that one, no. What about this one? Nah, not that one. How about you? Oh! Oh, wait, no, I wasn't meant to throw that one.
Mrs. Hestus, we have company.
I just poked my head out of the fucking smoke, being like,
It's the most useless
Luke.
shield ever.
Oh my God, that explosion was intense. Look at it. Look at their face.
oh, look at you all. Are you all new
Holy
test
fuck.
subjects? Yes, come on in, come on in. Hurry, there is much to be tested. Come on, come on.
No, Miss
I am not
Hestus,
your
they are,
test subject.
they are not subjects, I'm afraid. We have,
Ah.
you have gone through many of those. We're running out of animals.
Animals? You test this thing?
Rodents,
animals?
more or less, as to not give you worry.
I have a rabbit for you.
Hey, don't even-
He immediately learns rodents are allowed. Rabbit!
I run up to Damien and look in the. Oh yes, yes, yes. Why the test subject? Yes.
No, don't even think about it.
Oh, let me. Here, just stay still. I say as I pull out a syringe.
Oh no.
Now, Miss Hestus, that is enough. Gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to Pan Hestus, my assistant.
5 gold dragons if you can steal one of her arms.
There will be no betting for ligaments, I'm afraid.
Damn it, he could hear me. He's really
I
really
am
good
right
ears for an old man.
behind you.
That is
Oh.
I didn't think about that.
Oh, you want to see my arm?
Damn it.
I just pull off my robotic arm and hand it to Damien.
Oh, it's easy.
Hey,
Yes. Miss Hestus, you will be accompanying these men on their journey to get to what we are about to discuss. You see...
Alright,
You can go first.
I look at him and I go, okay, then as like the little like nub of my arm comes up and the hand just flies back as I salute.
All right. Now
That's
let's
new.
get brown to brass tacks. A good friend of mine up in the northern dwarvish city of Bragnir has been having troubles in his mines. He goes by the name of King Haldron Silverbeard. I need you to go there and help him solve the crisis he has been having, so that he can start producing more gems for his sellers and myself. Your journey to his keep can start in the morning, so for now we will get you all set for what is to come later on. But before we get to any of that, I will obviously ask the question of, do you have any questions?
Well, what does dwarves have to do with us being cursed?
That is the interesting thing. I have received word that the dwarves over there have been seeing cursed entities appear out of their minds. Something that should not be possible, since there is only one entrance. Meaning something is manifesting or turning them. And that is what I would like for you to find. Because I have tried finding curses, solutions to the curse that has afflicted many and myself. But finding the cure is the hard part when you don't really know where it began. And so we've reversed our direction to learning more about the curse itself. And I recently learned of what has been happening to my friend over in the Dwarven Mines, and decided this might be a great course of action. Pan, what are you doing?
Nothing. I just wanted to do my sleight of hand against cubs.
Good Lord. With that being said, if we can solve why and where these creatures are coming from, it might lead credence to more information that will help find us, eventually lead to the cure. But I need more pairs of hands out on the field, for I have much more... Huh?
About it.
He's a
Damien,
full-legged creature.
it is
He only
fine.
has feet.
You
Well,
have
hey, they say
hands
rabbit
as
feet are
well.
So,
But anyways, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by Damien
Yeah, well, Damien, why would you rudely interrupt our narrator? I mean,
and
the man.
Albatross,
Damn it, I did it
when
again.
it comes to outside the castle walls, I tend not to go far myself. Not for any specific reason, I just find my work here a bit too important. That is why I have asked others to do that part for me. As degrading as that may sound, it is the truth. I am always at work here busy solving problems with other curses, finding ways to mend things that require a bit more thought than others.
Okay, one more question.
Yes.
How many groups have you sent into these dwarven mines?
None, you would be the first.
You're telling me that we're the first group you've sent. You've already just said that you've had other people.
Yes, but not for the mines.
Okay.
Are you
Have
telling me you don't
any-
yearn for the mines? Sorry, that's not canon. That doesn't
only,
happen.
only on Fridays.
No, that's
so
funny.
I just want to wrap this around my head. You've had groups of people, droves of people, I'm sure, come to you. And how much success have you found in these last what? How old are you? 70 years?
Older than you. But my age is not that matters in a sense, but your question does leave credence to an explanation. Yes, I have sent many like you all out into the world to solve things, but most of them do come back, but do not stick with the job. Mostly because what they see sometimes turns them away.
Whoa. Tornado warning.
Ooh, yep. I'm always saying to the old men
I
that
guess
they
I'm
would
not
be...
going to get Jasmine a new keyboard today.
Probably not.
Warning.
I-
Wait, did it say warning or watch?
Watch is the bad one, warning's the okay one. I think if it was to watch, the sirens would be going off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm only
I thought I
doing this
misread
because
that.
if my friend...
Oh
goes-
shit,
yeah,
sirens!
Are the sirens going off?
Oh,
Yep. Alright,
Oh, yeah.
well,
Alright,
you know
well,
what?
See y'all later.
Yeah,
I'm only doing this because if my friend Gug was here, he'd want to do the right thing.
yep. We'll catch you all later.
Dorps,
Stream-
subscribe, like,
Stream, yep,
comment.
bye.